Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, as expected. Go along, get along was tapping into the phone, so I had to do a little change up on them. They expected me to go live from Instagram. No. Did it from YouTube. I'm on YouTube. And I'm at home. And I'm doing this because that's the point. I'm proving a point. Whoever told you I'm somewhere else or showed you something else clearly don't know exactly what the hell's going on or who they dealing with. Doing some breath control. And to prove to you what I'm talking about, where my goddamn on. Haha. Look at it on Xbox. Okay, I turn it on. You turn on the Xboxy. Look what time it is. 5:25. Can we show the date? Just so niggas know. I guess it doesn't show the date, but we can do it from here. From the Jap top. Oh, we got the Jap top. Oh, we can do it from the phone too. I forgot. There. 11:26. But it's 5:29 on the house phone somehow. It's my mom's birthday backwards. But my laptop says it's 5:25 here. So that means that all our phone calls that we get would have to be 4 minutes off, right? Because my phone says 17:26. The Xbox says 5:26. The laptop says 5:26. This says 5:30. So it's all 4 minutes. Message. You know, whatever. So, as I be saying, when I be saying, what I be saying, I be keeping it funky and I tell the truth. And I always say the same thing. If I'm ever in the wrong, why is it I'm fucking everywhere? That'd be suicide. And it's only because I don't know anything more than what Keku Kinesis has provided. Therefore, I could be wrong most of the time. That's why I ask questions. People give me right answer, I can understand and move along. When I get the wrong answer or answer that does not reflect, what is the shit? Moments. So give me a second. Just up here doing this. I'm trying to send these shits. Okay. Oh shit. Hold on. Damn it. I'm trying to share it on all my goddamn on thingies. And yeah, but I'm also not trying to have everybody's whole freaking shit exposed too at the same time. Hold on. Put the check in. I'll put the check in. All right. Here we go. Thanksgiving. So here we go. We live in this beach. So now, as we were saying. Okay, so can't nobody see nothing. Okay, cool. What was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about the how it's weird that my phone, like, look at the time, right? Laptop, phone says 17:29, 5:29, but the phone on here said 5:29 earlier, 4 minutes off. Mercury retrograde could be a very, very, very big problem, but a bigger problem is my phone had 10%. My joint went from 10 to 5 when I was talking to y'all. And then all of a sudden, randomly, what happens? Battery goes low and turns off. So I said, all right. You know, third quarter moon is in Leo. So I'm like, good time to tap in. So I decided to go back to yesterday. Make me some of this here Thanksgiving. And I'm burning my tongue. And I need to clean that up because it wasn't like that before I came in here. I'm not leaving it like that when I walk out. I would invite everybody, but you know. Damn, who burnt the towel? That's interesting. Who? Who would have done that? That doesn't make sense, because why would that be like that when they're right there? So, let me wipe this up real quick. See, everybody keep saying about me. I keep trying to explain. First of all, if it wasn't for me, there would not be some of the things that's going on. because technically you wouldn't have something to quit outside of me. 1. 2, respectfully, and I mean that respectfully. 2, I've been trying to explain to everyone how Keku kinesis works. And why I said why I was being the way I am. Simply because with all the things going on at one time, it creates. What it creates is a quantum realm. A quantum realm. My bad, Mike. My bad. Yeah, see, y'all gonna have Mike mad at me. God damn it. Now, who would use the dry off dish towel to grab something and then burn it? That don't make no fucking sense. There had to be somebody that don't stay here. Right? Or an emergency. I'm at home, man. I don't care what the doppelgangers or whoever trying to make it seem like I'm not. Nigga, this is where I've been. I stopped at the store at 4:40. Literally. Oh, no. I'm lying. What was I doing at 4:44? I was about to do something at 4:44 because that's specifically when Mars time turned on. I was already at home. And remember I showed y'all on the live how the cordless phone is off 4 minutes. Because remember I was like, oh, it said 5, because I thought it was 5. Because I didn't know what time it was. Because I looked at the dang on, what the thing called? Cordless phone display. And it said 5:29. But when I turned on my Xbox, it said 5:25. The phone said 17:25. And the laptop said 5:25. I'm sorry that the live had been on pause for such a long time. My phone battery depleted itself, and I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna let you charge up. I'm gonna make me some food, and I'm gonna chill out for a second and let go alone, get along, scramble and ramble, and prove that they part of the trample. All right. That's it. Girl, don't even come in here. It is your problem. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. Put this away. All right. Time that. Now, all right. Sorry. I got food in a bit. And then y'all be here. So let's do this. 1 second.
Making the transformation into the God who lighteneth the darkness, the Osiris the scribe Borni, whose word is truth, saith, I am the girdle of the garment of the God new, which giveth light, and shineth, and belongeth to his breast, the illuminer of the darkness, the uniter of the two Riti deities, the dweller in my body, through the great spell of the words of my mouth. I rise up, but he who was coming after me hath fallen. He who was with him in the valley of Abta hath fallen. I rest. I remember him. the God who hath taken possession of me in my town. I found him there. I have carried away the darkness by my strength. I have filled the eye of Ra, when it was helpless, and when it came not on the festival of the 15th day. I have waited in the celestial houses against the aged one who was with him. I have equipped the oath in the house of the moon god, when the 15th day of the festival come not. I have taken possession of the earth crown. Truth is in my body, turquoise and crystal are its months. My homestead is there among the lapis lazuli, among the furrows thereof. I am Hamnu, the lightener of the darkness. I have come to lighten the darkness, it is light. I have lightened the darkness. I have overthrown the. I have sung hymns to those who dwell in the darkness. I have made to stand up the weeping ones, whose faces were covered over. They were in a helpless state of misery. Look ye then upon me. I am Hamnu. I will not let you hear concerning it. I have fought. I am Hamnu. I have lightened the darkness. I have come. I have made an end to the darkness which hath become light indeed. The chapter of not dying a second time, the Osiris Orni, whose word is truth, saith, Hail, the oath. What is it that hath happened to the children of Nut? They have waged war, they have upheld strife, they have done evil, they have created the fiends, they have made slaughter, they have caused trouble. In truth, in all their doings the strong have worked against the weak. Grant, O might of the oath, that that which the god Tem hath decreed, may be done, and thou regardest not evil, nor art thou provoked to anger when they bring their years to confusion, and throng in and push in to disturb their months. For in all that they have done unto thee they have worked iniquity in secret. I am thy writing pallet, O oath, and I have brought unto thee thine ink jar. I am not of those who work iniquity in their secret places, let not evil happen unto me. The Osiris, the scribe Orni, whose word is truth, saith, Hail, Temu. What manner of land is this unto which I have come? It hath not water, it hath not air, it is depth unfathomable, it is black as the blackest night, and men wander helplessly therein. In it a man cannot live in quietness of heart, nor may the longings of love be satisfied therein. But let the state of the spirit souls be given unto me instead of water and air, and the satisfying of the longings of love, and let quietness of heart be given unto me instead of cakes and ale. The god Tem hath decreed that I shall see thy face, and the things which pain thee. May every god transmit unto thee his throne for millions of years. Thy throne hath descended unto thy son Horus, and the god Tem hath decreed that thy course shall be among the holy princes. In truth he shall rule from thy throne, and he shall be heir to the throne of the dweller in the fiery lake, Nezasa. In truth it hath been decreed that in me he shall see his likeness, and that my face shall look upon the face of the Lord Tem. How long then have I to live? It is decreed that thou shalt live for millions of years, a life of millions of years. Let it be granted to me to pass on to the holy princes, for indeed, I have done away all the evil which I committed, from the time when this earth came into being from new, when it sprang from the watery abyss even as it was in the days of old. I am Fate and Osiris, I have made my transformations into the likeness of divers serpents. Man knoweth not, and the gods cannot behold the twofold beauty of the gods. I have given unto him the region of the dead. And, verily, his son Horus is seated upon the throne of the dweller in the fiery lake, of Nezasa, as his heir. I have made him to have his throne in the boat of millions of years. Horus is stablished upon his throne, among his kinsmen, and he hath all that is with him. Verily, the soul of Set, which is greater than all the gods, hath departed. Let it be granted to me to bind his soul in fetter in the boat of the god, when I please, and let him hold the body of the god in fear. O my father Osiris, thou hast done for me that which thy father Ra did for thee. Let me abide upon the earth permanently. Let me keep possession of my throne. Let my heir be strong. Let my tomb, and my friends who are upon the earth, flourish. Let my enemies be given over to destruction, and to the shackles of the goddess Circe. On me likewise thou hast conferred life, strength, and health. Horus is established upon his tomb. grant thou that the days of my life may come unto worship and honor. The chapter of entering into the hall of Mati to praise Osiris Kentium Menti, the Osiris the scribe Borni, whose word is true.
Hold on. I'm looking for a specific part. I know where it's at. I don't want nobody to be seeing the title and be like, what is he talking about? What I'm quoting is specifically out the Book of the Dead. But instead of using the word drugs, they use the word medicaments. What is that?
Whereupon a great battle, Father Tem the gods, and all his faults are driven out. What is this? It is the purification of the followers of the great God who dwelleth therein. What is the great double nest? The name of one nest is millions of years, and great green sea is the name of the other, that is to say Lake of Natron and Lake of Salt. Others, however, say the name of the one is Guide of millions of years, and that great green lake is name of the other. Yet others say that Begetter of millions of years is the name of one, and great green lake is the name of the other. Now, as concerning the great God who dwelleth therein, it is Ra himself. I pass over the way, I know the head of the island of Mati. What is this? It is Ra's Tor, that is to say, it is the gate to the south of Narutef, and it is the northern gate of the domain, tomb of the god. Now, as concerning the island of Mati, it is Abtu. Others, however, say that it is the way by which further Tem travelleth when he goeth forth to Sekataru, the place, which produceth the food and sustenance of the gods who are, in their shrines. Now the gate Chizat is the gate of the pillars of Shu, that is to say, the northern gate of the Tuat. Others, however, say that the gate of Chizat is the two leaves of the door through which the god Tem passeth when he goeth forth to the eastern horizon of the sky. O ye gods who are in the presence of Osiris, grant to me your alms, for I am the god who shall come into being among you. Who are these gods? They are the drops of blood which came forth from the phallus of Ra when he went forth to perform his own mutilation. These drops of blood sprang into being under the forms of the gods Hu and Sa, who are in the body every day. I, Osiris the scribe Borni, whose word is truth, have filled for thee the Uchat, the eye of Ra, or of Horus, when it had suffered extinction on the day of the combat of the two fighters, Horus and Set. What was this combat? It was the combat which took place on the day when Horus fought with Set.
Here we go, y'all. This is why this is titled what is titled.
During which Set threw filth in the face of Horus, and Horus crushed the genitals of Set. The filling of the Uchat the oath performed with his own fingers. I remove the thundercloud from the sky when there is a storm with thunder and lightning therein. What is this? This storm was the raging of Ra at the thundercloud which, Set, sent forth against the right eye of Ra, the sun. The oath removed the fact the eye living, healthy, sound, and with no defect in it to its owner. Others, however, say that the thundercloud is caused by sickness in the eye of Ra, which weepeth for its companion eye, the moon. At this time the oath cleanseth the right eye of Ra. I behold Ra who was born yesterday from the thighs of the goddess Met. His strength is my strength, and my strength is his strength. Who is this? Met is the great celestial water. But others say that Met is the image of the eye of Ra at dawn at his birth daily. Others, however, say that Met is the Uchat of Ra. Now Osiris the scribe Borni, whose word is truth, is a very great one among the gods who are in the following of Horus. They say that he is the prince who loveth his lord. Who are the gods who are in the train of Horus? They are Kester, Harpi, Tormutef, and Kebsnuf. Homage to you, O ye lords of right and truth, ye sovereign princes, Chacha, who stand round about Osiris, who do away utterly sins and offences, and who are in the following of the goddess Hetepsichus. Grant ye that I may come unto you. destroy ye all the faults which are within me, even as ye did for the 7 spirits who are among the followers of the Lord's Supper. And Pu, Anubis, appointed to them their places on the day, when he said unto them, Come ye hither. Who are the lords of right and truth? The lords of right and truth are Oath and As.
Wait a minute. Did you hear what they said? He said, Come ye hither. Come ye hither. This is the Egyptian Book of the Dead, written before the Bible. It's going to repeat it.
The Lord of Amentet. The church round about Osiris Akester, Harpi, Tuamutef, and Kebsanyuf, and they are also round about the constellation of the Thigh, the Great Bear, in the northern sky. Those who do away utterly sins and offences, and who are in the following of the goddess Hetepsichus, are the god Sebek and his associates who dwell in the water. The goddess Hetepsichus is the eye of Ra. Others, however, say that it is the flame which accompanieth Osiris to burn up the souls of his enemies. As concerning all the faults which are in Osiris, the registrar of the offerings Wani, whose word is truth, these are all the offences which he hath committed against the lords of eternity, since he came forth from his mother's womb. As concerning the 7 spirits who are Kester, Harpi, Tuamutef, Kebsanyuf, Ma-8F, Kerubkef and Harukentianarity, these did an...
Hold on. I need to emphasize what they just said. They said these are all the offenses or all the sins day which he came forth from his mother's womb. Now, once you get to the end, once they finish this, they're going to explain that when your umbilical cord was cut, it literally purified you from everything itself, because all of your evils was already stored in your body before you even got here. The fact you was born was the F up. I'll replay it so you get what it's saying. Listen to it.
Osiris to burn up the souls of his enemies. As concerning all the faults which are in Osiris, the registrar of the offerings which are made unto all the gods, Orni, whose word is truth, these are all the offences which he hath committed against the lords of eternity, since he came forth from his mother's womb. As concern...
Listen what it just said. That's why I teach my class. Because if you listen to what it said, it just gave you the power, which may be giving you an answer. Because what it said is, these are all the sins that which you can commit since the day you came against the lords of eternity, since the day you came forth from your mother's womb. Here's the key on this. Which means that basically you being born, you were born with all the things you can possibly do, right? If you're in my class, then you understand exactly why. Because that means that any reality that could come into being can come into being through somebody making it come into being. All you need is an ignorant nigga watching you. That's what it just explained. Because the sins that they're talking about, you can't actually commit them. You cannot do them by yourself. You would literally need somebody who believes something about you to make it real, even if it's not. There could be a doppelganger. That's why I'm live. Because there's people doing something to make it seem like I'm somewhere else, and y'all niggas know I'm at home. Yeah. So all that stuff y'all be watching, I think it's real. And here's the key. I've never seen it. Because I don't have a Pentagram account. But I do got Keku Kinesis. And Keku Kinesis can hear your thoughts. So therefore I don't need no fucking accounts. You're telling yourselves. And how do I know you're telling yourselves? Because here's the thing. The people who actually are involved don't monitor me enough to know when I'm doing stuff. So literally, there's going to be a slip up. Somebody's going to say something or check my YouTube and say, well, there's no way he could. He's on Instagram. He's in jail. He's literally at Exodus Recovery Center. I have not been fishing. So if anybody wants to ask me about fishing, I have not been fishing. I didn't even know there was places to go fishing in California. I don't have a car. The hell would I know? And I only know that because somebody with the Keku Kinesis mentioned. So that means that he never took her fishing? No. The fuck? How? If I was here with her. Remember? Because I said to pay attention. Now the whole thing about all the sins which you have committed since you came forth from your mother's womb. What is the word mother in ancient Egyptian? It's imue. In ancient Egyptian, the word mother is imue. Okay? But here's the problem with enunciating it as imue. It can mean female water or amniotic fluid, right? A form of it. Well, actually, it really wouldn't be amniotic fluid. It would be more like a how could I say it respectfully? Excitement in that area. Amniotic or imeet, but Imuet or Mut, which most people think is Mut or Mut. Mut is Imuet. The vulture goddess is Kinsu's mother. Okay? And his father is Amen. Right? Now here's the key. All those entities, Imue, Amen Ra, and Kinsu, are shapeshifters. They don't actually exist. What do I mean by that? You gotta. Everybody got quiet now, huh? Let me tell you what I mean. Just to understand what I mean. So, Imu means water, right? But here's the key. Anytime you have the word, I ain't gonna say anytime. But when speaking of deities or groups of entities, usually if you have a W and a T, you don't pronounce the W. So you only pronounce the T. But here's the problem. There is no T. The T is only there because the W is referring to a woman, a feminine entity, which when it's feminine, they put a T at the end, which is not enunciated. It's eh. It makes that noise. Okay? Just like in Spanish. You know how like they have ellos, ellas, etc. So the word in that emet literally means death. And that's why your mama, they always say, everybody mama say, I brought you to this world, I'll take you out. Because in ancient Egypt, the word mother and death are the same word. And why? Because the vulture, which is the mother, what does vulture feed off of? Death. Yeah, that's why Kinsu is one of the most. Kinsu and Set are pretty, and Horus are the only ones that are like really actually feared in the Egyptian in all Egyptian pantheons. And the only reason why is because they're all and Jehudi in one of his forms, because they're all the same thing. Kinsu predates Horus. The word kines means to travel or to wander. So if you put kinesu, it means walker or wanderer, wandering one, walking one, right? But here's the key. The word nesu means king or royal one. So kinesu literally means that which walks in its royalty. Which is the new moon. And it gains light until it becomes full, right? In 12 days. It spends 3 days in hell. What's the 3 days in hell? The 3 days in hell is the 3 days of the full moon. It's basically the concept of being constipated, respectfully. You probably lost in the mofo, but let me break it down. The new moon. How long is the moon and the sun in the same place, in the same zodiac sign, so that we cannot see it and we have we have darkness, right? It's the first 2 days and some change, or 3 days, right? Then you got the waxing crescent moon, right? Then 3 days from then, you have what's known as the first quarter moon, when the moon is halfway. It looks half full to us, but it's actually a quarter way. And that's from 6 days to 9 days. From 9 days to 11 and a half and some change, or roughly about 12 days and about 7 hours or so, you have what's known as the waxing gibbous. Then following that, you have the full moon, which is full for 3 days. Then after that 3 days, it goes backwards. It goes waning gibbous, third quarter moon, waning crescent, back to the new moon. You have, with the moon works in literally, it works in holy trinities. Hmm? Why does the moon work in Holy Trinities? Because the moon works. That's why women have what they call their moon cycle every 28 days. The moon is literally the other side of the earth. It's the feminine side of the earth. We live in the masculine side of the earth. That's why you live on hard stuff. Surfaces. Hmm? There was no earth until you had human doing. When the human doings came into being, that's when earth came into being. And here's the problem with this. They don't actually matter. What am I saying? Did you not just hear what it said? In the Book of the Dead, it said, I have done away all my evil doings from the... Oh, actually, that was the earlier part of the book where it says, from the day this earth came into being, when it sprung from the watery abyss before it was even physical, out of the world of new. But right now it said, I have done away all my faults when I... on the day of me coming forth from my mother's womb. Now, why that's important is because of this. Mitochondrial DNA. That's what I've been trying to explain to you guys, and nobody's been listening. Mitochondrial DNA, your umbilical cord, stem cells, etc., can all be used to clone you from afar. I hate to say it, but if you've been vaccinated, you've been cloned. They may never activate your clone, but just know there is one. So if your ass ever randomly get accused for some stuff that you know, like, hold on, wait a minute, there's no way I did that, then you know. Why am I saying it this way? Because why I'm saying they may never activate your clone. An activated clone is not called a clone. It's a doppelganger. Clones are always activated. They're part of your subconscious mind, which means that your ass can go to sleep. You think. And do something you didn't even have no intention on doing or knowing. Manchurian Candidate style, baby. Winter Soldier. Why the mitochondria is important is because of this. It's a way to get rid of all the evils which have came forth from you since the day you came forth from your mother's womb. Are you not listening? What it's saying is basically, let's say there's people, I'm just going to use it in the example of how it's talking. Let's say I have past lives, or my family has past lives. Or I got family members that may have incarnated for karmic debt and to clear their karmic debt. I may have friends. I may have whoever, right? In that sense, if I purify myself and cleanse myself and go to, and not cleanse it. See, here's the thing. It's not talking about nothing physical. Because the thing on the Book of the Dead, first off, it's not even talking about the life you're living at that time. It's talking about the life you come back for. It has nothing to do with that one. So people think that, oh, they did the Egyptian Book of the Dead because when they died, they want to make sure they got into the afterlife and pat. No. That's an idiot. That's retarded. Why is that retarded? Because who the hell said you gonna make it through? What proof do you have at that point? I guess I'm just gonna write this in hopes that I'll make it through. Even if you had that type of knowledge and you had the practical manners behind it, the fact that you're still physically alive, right? You're still physically alive. You're still physically alive. And not only are you physically alive, but because of the knowledge that you have and the ability to reach into other worlds through this energy, but you're surrounded by people who cannot. You're surrounded by people who cannot. There would be no reason for you to write the Book of the Dead in reflection of the reality that you're going through at that moment in time, merely because you're surrounded by idiots. Like, think about the pyramid text of Unas and the cannibal hymn. How he's like, I am he who shall eat, who shall feed off his mothers, who shall live off the spirit of his fathers. No. I am he who is feed off his fathers and live off the spirit of his mother. You know, I shall cut them up and dismember them and put them into my evening pot. The old women are for his fuel. Sorry, the old men and women are for his fuel. The great ones are for his breakfast. The minor ones are for his dinner, or whatever it says, right? That had nothing. Not saying it did not have nothing to do with something physical, because it manifested physically if necessary, but he wasn't eating people. First off, he's talking about his cells. He's talking about rejuvenation. Firstly. He's specifically talking about restoring and rejuvenating and revitalizing his cells through feasting upon yourself. Your body does that all the time. It wasn't until you had people who did not understand the practice itself, who would sacrifice children, who would sacrifice mothers, old people, elders, etc., and then eat them. It wasn't until they did that that concept came into being. That wasn't what the Unas was talking about. The damn book is right here. And I would break it down into Metal Netra, but I don't give a hold on. Because I got the ISIS thesis in front of me by Judy K. King. Hold on. Let me go to the what they call it. Not the table of contents, the other joint. Okay, so pyramid text. Beware of the lake. Face of God is upon me. One face falls to the other God. Hold on. Horus shatters the snake's mouth. Split it in mind. 4 times turquoise and stars. King lives on trees. He lives on clean clothes body. Hold on. King descend. King translated the curse. Kings ascend. Okay. Take the severed heads of Seth. No. Take the... Hold on, y'all. I'm just looking for it. Because I'm trying to provide you the resources. Because this is why I get pissed off at some of these things. Because I'm looked at as an evil entity or a devil worshiper or whatever when people hear this stuff. But then when the white lady who wrote this book, who's a freaking genius, because trust me, she knows exactly what she's talking about, breaks down that they're talking about literally parts of your DNA and all types of quantum physics and mechanics, and then it's okay, nobody says nothing. And that's why Bobby Hemmett said what he said. He said, he said, everybody think they this, they that. He said, you think you more pure or more spiritual than me? Cool. Let God kill us all, and he said, tell God kill us all and let him sort us out. And everybody shut up when you say that. Everybody will shut up when you say that. Because here's the thing. If everybody want to go to heaven, right? And don't nobody want to go to hell, right? You want to know something that's common with the wants and want nots? The most common want not is the fact nobody wants not to die. And nobody wants to go to hell either. What am I saying? The fact you have to die to go to heaven or die to go to hell, but nobody wants to die to go to heaven or hell, means that your ass don't know. So somebody who literally would know and literally would say, okay, do it then, I'm waiting, means that they know what they're doing. Because they're not confident in something outside of themselves. They're confident in themselves. You wouldn't just, especially if you read the Bible and actually read the Bible, not somebody read it to you. Because he says, I am the God of the living, not the dead. That means that when you get to that part, you will realize, wait a second. So that means that if I do die, I don't even use the word die, but if a person would say, well, when I do die, then that means that if he's the God of the living and not the dead, the only way I can get back to him is I got to reincarnate. Because if not, I can't go to heaven because he ain't there, because he don't even care about people that's dead. I can't go to hell because he ain't going to be there either, because technically he doesn't watch over either part. He don't watch over either part. Okay, so forget it. I ain't gonna go. I don't want to find this because it'll take me forever if I try to. But let's just read from here. So the Word of God. Word equal DNA instructions of Horus lineage. By decoding the word as lambda DNA instructions, we can now understand the idea of copying words or the DNA transcription. Reviewing the references to words in the Amduat in Figure 10.1, the process of DNA transcription and replication is explained in terms of uttering words, copying the words, and destiny because of words, which is the hours 1 through 7, the resulting in the subsequent translation to protein 8 through 10. That's the Amduat. So when I'm telling y'all the planetary hours, that's what that's saying. That's why when I had that situation and I broke down everything to that doctor, that psychiatrist, and this is before COVID, he said, well, they said, what do you think we should do? Should we commit him? He said, no, the way he just broke down the subconscious mind and the conscious mind and how it works, either I need to go back and study or I need to study from him. Why I got this book, here's the craziest thing. Somebody in my class gave me this book. I was looking for it forever. Somebody in my class gave me this book. And you know why? Because everything, he ended up buying the book. And he told me the reason he gave me the book, because as he got further in the book, he said, damn, everything Kensu said is in the book. And here's the key. I had never read it. So that's the point. That's what made me realize this lady knows what she's talking about. Because if I'm going off spirit and translating the words from what it's saying in the hieroglyphs and getting the energy from there, from the actual entities themselves, and then all of a sudden this lady, not all of a sudden, she wrote this book in I'm listening. I'll tell you. 2004. The boat of the full moon. At the prow, okay, so look. At the prow and stern of the first boat are bearded human heads. And human heads pointing toward fake heads with tails. With the sun god now minus the disc on his horizontal horns and the appearance of a large oval disc on the boat of the full moon, we might surmise that the lambda DNA circularized within the whole cell so that it is not degraded but ready for replication. The plume possibly signifies Isis, which is one of the two Ma'at goddesses. See, that's the key. That is the effing key, you damn idiots. That's why I have two of them. There's no such thing as Ma'at. That's the key. Nobody understands it. Only people that think Ma'at is one thing are people that don't speak the language. There is no such thing as Ma'at. M-A-A-T is not an entity by itself. You have the M-A-A-T-I, you have the Ma'ati twins, but you do not have Ma'at. First off, if you want to, who wants to debate it? Because if you do, all I'm going to do is say this. I'm going to ask one question. Simple. But only simple if you speak the language. What two words are put together to create the 4 letters that make Ma'at. How it's actually written. M, lowercase m, capital A, lowercase t. I'll wait. Okay, so Eme means to see. Means a pathway. To be able to see your path. Ain't that righteousness or order? That's why it's Eme, because you have 2 truths. There's no such thing as one truth. You have 2 sides to the story, and when they're told at the same time, you get something called objective information versus truth. That's why I tell people, don't believe anything I say. I tell in my class, I say, don't believe anything I say. I will provide you with the resources. You do your own research, have your own realizations. Because what I experience is my truth. The fact is the resource. That's why I think the funniest thing in the world right now is everybody has an opinion on me, but don't none of you weak niggas talk to me. You're cowards. If there wasn't, cows are mad that I use that word to say that you're a coward. Hey, don't be calling him by cuss words that we use in our language. That's for us. If I want to call somebody a moo, you let me call him a moo. You don't ever call somebody a coward, Mr. Keck. Sorry. And the reason I'm saying that is this. If I would go off other people's opinions on y'all wouldn't be here to have me have an opinion on. Let's keep it funky. Everybody's seen the documentation. We don't need to go too far into these things. There's enough, let's just say, coincidences to prove that there's no way I'm wrong. So all y'all, whatever you're doing, man, I feel bad for y'all if y'all got daughters. You know? Because here's the key. The way spirit realm works, you do something to somebody's daughter or somebody's mama, and you're not justified, then it's going to happen to yours. Worse. Trust me. If I had the proof, I would have handled it my damn self a long time ago. But they scared of me. They talk in circles. They don't talk to me. They talk around me. But I talk to y'all because if y'all know, then let me so I can handle what needs to be done. Because like I said, it's personal. And that's why, here's the point on why I'm saying it's personal. Because the person or people funding it are going broke trying to fund it. So they're trying to make new ways to make money. So I said, okay. First off, here's the problem. You don't hire idiots to do an idiot's job. You hire a genius to do an idiot's job. You don't hire an idiot to do an idiot's job. Because a genius will notice the idiocies and idiosyncrasies and say, hold on, wait a minute. That's not going to work. An idiot is too stupid to know, shut the hell up and stay out of it. So when people text me from people's phones, and I know it's not them. First off, they don't text that. That's the key. See? She doesn't say, hey, babe. No. Just like I told y'all a long time ago, homegirl doesn't say, I'm out with the fam, in reference to her kids and herself. Why would she literally, I'm talking about somebody, not homegirl, but who I just said reference right now. Why would she change her Instagram main page name? Right? But keep her art page name the same. That wouldn't make sense. Because who the hell is it referencing? If she changed both pages and she changed it on purpose, it would say it's such and such 420 and it's such art. It wouldn't say it's such and such 420 and then such and such art. No. Especially when she asked me if she should change her name. When she built her website. That part. And here's another key. Here's another key. I want to tap in. Y'all fucking up. Effing up. That woman is royalty. You didn't know that? Literally. 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 Yeah. The woman that's having my child is living royalty. Literally. So the money you have ain't nothing. Literally, I mean, like, not even in comparison. Google it. Google her name. Read her story. Do you know she was sold in sex trafficking? Hmm? When she was 15? I can pull it up. I forgot. I happened to look it up, just look up the last name, and it popped up. Her story. And I totally forgot. And when I texted her, she texted me some like random stuff back, and she didn't text me after that. And that's when I was like, hold on, that's not her. Because she wouldn't have responded that way. She was like, I told you this stuff. Duh. She would have actually said something. And that's how I can tell when certain things go certain ways. It's just like if I ever start to go live, or my Instagram ever, I just go down for, or if you don't ever just see me, but you hear me, or I respond on Instagram, or whatever the case is, right? Here's the key. Here's the key. If I don't speak Medu Neter, or there's a certain, y'all know how I do. Everybody has an algorithm within their body. I snore and I talk in my sleep. You can ask people in my class there's people in my class who've never met me, never even been in my proximity to know when I'm sleeping. But I might be teaching class and had a microphone on, and all of a sudden you might hear. Usually it's been, when we 6-7 hours in, 5-6 hours in type thing. It's usually not in the beginning. Last time it was like literally, I think I was 10 minutes in class. I said, I'm about to go to sleep. But I knew what it was. It was spirit. It was something deeper than that, because I started. Wasn't tired till I started. But yeah, what was I about to say? Yeah, I was playing the book, but my phone got too hot, so the multi window got shut down. So that's kind of what happened there. But yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, they know better. Yeah. Today is not the day.
Don't run the water in the sink because I don't know why it keeps getting stopped.
That's because it was stopped up before I ran anything. It was stopped up a couple days ago. I told you about it. But I wasn't in the bathroom. Y'all was in the bathroom, and somebody ran the water from you or upstairs, or maybe it was somebody water. But when I came in, it was already water in the sink. I wasn't even in the bathroom. And it had nothing in there either. See? Now you see how... Right, because we talked about... This was on live. It was an Instagram or class? Because remember, specifically... I remember specifically, and this is what I'm talking about, because y'all remember too. That's what I'm saying. It has something to do with the water, how it flows here. She had put some stuff in the sink, because remember, she said, don't run no water in the sink. And she would let me know when to do it. That was like earlier this week. I was literally, and the sink was full. It's just like I showed y'all how the toilet water always turns blood pink, or like it's blood that's in the toilet. That's a sewage system. It has something to do with the way the water's flowing here. Because, and the reason I know it to be a fact is because all you gotta do is lift up the dang on toilet thing. When you see where the blue toilet cleanser thing is, it's blue. There's literally no pink in there whatsoever. And the ring around the thing is blue. Which means that it literally cannot be pink. Something else is pink. But it's cool with me because it's like this. The only ones that's doing anything is people that's proving the same things I've been showing y'all for a long time, which ain't gonna do to me and everyone else. I mean, think about it. The government is already watching me. The FBI and all, clearly. or my Instagram and all that stuff wouldn't be getting shut down how it gets shut down. Things would not be happening to my phone and all that stuff how it's happening. So I'm on surveillance. So if I'm always here, and always somewhere clearly not involved, right? Because of the time frames of when things happen, then how would it have something to do with me? Especially when I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on in the first place. Because ain't nobody explained how my mattress frame got switched out. Who wrote outside inside of my closet? All while I was in jail. And how somehow the quarantine time frame changed, where I was locked up for 3 days and you was home before I was. That part. And that's the mess up. That's why things are happening how they're happening. Because here's the key. The report says that they had that. So how the hell? Then why didn't y'all leave? What do I mean by that? The only way that they would have been sent home after being testing positive for COVID is if they said, I don't stay here. Am I right or wrong? They were not supposed to be here. That's why the whole thing with me going to jail, because somebody was coming here on Saturday. I already knew that. Manipulation, stipulations. But that's the key. Because that's why they sent the officers that they sent. Because the ones they sent the first time, when it first happened, I let the situation slide. So they had to send the other ones because those ones would know how to handle exactly what was going on. That's why literally every single officer that came when I got arrested, the only one I have not spoken to, I've spoken to them since I got out. The last dude who took me when I had my COVID test, he was coming out the courthouse when I was coming out of jail. And he looked at me and I looked at him and he started laughing. Because I was still eating my burrito. I'm sorry, my enchilada. I was still chomping on my enchilada. And I just, saluted him. And I was like, and he was like, fresh out? And I just nodded. And it's 1918. Come on now. Because trust me on this one. I'm not going to go into details, but I'm going to keep it funky. If the accusations were true on what I was charged with, the police, 2 men officers, would not take me to the hospital before taking me to jail. If my symptoms of what I said was happening were not realistic, they would be in trouble for not taking me directly to jail. I ain't gonna say nothing else. But Keku Kanisha's got a little information right now on why this was reported and not this. hit in the face, broken. My nose already broken, so getting hit right here. That's why that wasn't reported. I'll tell you why. Different charge. Punching somebody in the face is a lot. It changes the charge. So they didn't report that on the doctor's report, right? No, this is my COVID joint. Hold on. This joint. They only covered what happened with my hand. Why? And that's also the reason why I had no bail. Like I asked the question, and when I was in jail, I said, "What does it mean when you have no bail?" Because the only bail amount I have is my warrant, which was only $5,089, right? Which is why they let me out. So I asked them, "What does it mean when you have no bail?" And you can see this. You're looking at my paperwork, y'all. This is my paperwork. They specifically said when you have no bail, that means that the charge itself is not actual. There's nothing. They don't believe it. Basically. If you have zero bail on any type of charge like this, that means that it's not feasible. It's not a believable charge. Trust me on this one. Not only did I ask what made me even ask the officers that question was because of the simple fact that we all got stuck because of the Department of Justice system went down. So everybody had to wait for their fingerprints to come back, period. Right? So we all start looking at each other's paperworks. And I'm looking at certain people with literally the exact same P43 APC charge battery who actually has a bail. And I don't. So I'm like, okay, we gotta see total bail at the amount. Which the arresting officers let me know that it's more than likely it's from this warrant that I already had, which I paid off the rest of the amount. That's why it's such a small amount. The actual amount I owe is because of the simple fact that I didn't go to the court date. And that's because I had broke my nose. So I was in the hospital when that happened. That's why when I went to the court and explained that, I was able to get it taken care of. They had like a little thing. I forgot which governor it was. But he paid for it. So that's why the amount was so small that they just let me get off on it. Right? Now, the zero bail, think about this. If you have zero bail and you commit a crime, allegedly, right? And you have zero bail, then what happens when you go to jail? Once you process, your fingerprints come back and you're not linked to anything else, your ass go home. That's a waste of time, ain't it? That's why he told me because I asked him that, like, well, what's going on, and that's what he told me. It kind of like that, but not the same way. He said, if you got zero bail, and all we need to do is process you, book you, do your fingerprints, make sure you're not linked to nothing else outside of this, right? If they come back clean, then what that mean? I said, I don't know. You go home? He said, exactly. So when he said that, I'm like, well, that would mean that you ain't do nothing. And they ain't say nothing. He just looked at me. I said, okay, I get it. Which once I looked it up, really I didn't look it up. Once I talked to my lawyer, she informed me that what that means is they usually do that when you have a case to countersue, to either countersue or counteract. So a counteract would be, I can't counteract because technically I can't counteract this, but a counteract would be the judge saying that it was filed as a false police report and then jailing that person. The option would be countersuing. So once I'm found not guilty, sue that person for everything for the amounts that I choose. And here's the key. It would be a whole damn lot from what my lawyer told me because I had to spend time in jail for something that wasn't true. And because of the fact that I missed my classes and the tarot readings, which are scheduled and paid for, I can even include that in there and multiply it.
Who? My brother?
So that's why I just said, okay, I'll let the officers do what they do. Because at the end of the day, here's the key. My story won't change. And here's the deeper part. Here's the deeper part, and this is something that the judge and the cops even told me this. The judge didn't tell me, but the cops told me this. Because he said, he asked me, but I didn't want to say nothing because I was trying to figure, because you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you in the court of law. So I shut the hell up when he was talking to me. But he asked me a question. He said, so your mom said that you were exposed, that she had COVID and such. I'm like, okay. So he's like, so you were exposed to COVID, and I was like, but I told him like how I stayed distant and everything. With that confrontation, you were still exposed. And I was just like, okay. And he was like, well, do you want to get tested? Now, this was the first day when I was already on the way to the hospital. I didn't feel the necessity to. I'm like, no, I'm good. And then that's why they asked me, were you vaccinated, and joked about it and all that. And then the next day when it happened, I'm like, okay, well, let me double check. Because not only am I around all these cats, and I'm asleep. Sometimes I mask off and sometimes it's on, whatever. So I'm like, let me make sure. So that's why I went and got tested. And I got my results right here. Just in case. Phone went from 2% to 1. I watched it go from 2 to 1. I watched it go from 4, 3, 2 to 1. Literally, I didn't even want to touch it. On game. So here's the key on this though. Check this out. So he says, so you were exposed to COVID, right? So when he said, I guess, or whatever, he's like, And he didn't say nothing. Like, okay. So then I thought about it after he said it. Because he kept saying small little things. He was like, well, I mean, to be honest with you, bro, because he was like, the way it seems, he's like, because he looked into it. What made it most interesting is because the cops knew me. So when I went to jail, by default, my credibility was already higher than the charge being put against me. And the other ones. The arresting officers literally was like, oh, you're the guy from the, he specifically said, oh, what did he say? I forgot how he asked me, but he asked me, did he say something about my lawsuit? He asked me if I still had he asked me if I still had my lawsuit or with it. He was referencing me being shot. I don't think he said lawsuit. I don't think he said lawsuit. I think he said you were the one that got shot. Did you ever file a lawsuit? He asked me something like that. I forgot. I was concussed. I don't know. But I remember him specifically referencing that he remembered me being shot. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't even remember you. And that's why when he said what he said that one day, and he said, you know, if y'all want me, if you want me to do it, all you gotta do is say, take her away. And I said, I can't do that. And the way he looked at me, and then the other officer, he referenced that too. He said, see, should have did what you thought. And I was like, and I knew he knew what that I knew what he was talking about. Because at first I said, what? And then I realized that, okay. And that's why they specifically decided to reach out to the people that run the building. Because they're about to reference everything now. Is that the obsession again? Over with Mike? Obsessing over dead people with Mike or what? That's what it sounded like, but I ain't gonna say nothing. But anyway, let's go ahead and keep pushing, because I'm not about to play this game, because this game ain't to be played. Because I told you what I want. If they haven't already did it, they'll start doing others. And you don't want Princess or Precious got, huh? Yeah. Like I said, over his head in a box. Or others. And here's the difference. The people that you're paying is the people that's listening. That's why you're going to go broke. And they're going to get you anyway. Because they realize, hold on. First of all, we know him on a personal level, and he's cool. Secondly, it don't make sense because clearly he doesn't have a clue on anything, or he would have just did it him damn self. I'm talking about this here. If they had the balls to tell me in person, they would not have ever existed to tell me. I guarantee you that. I want you to. Give me the opportunity to spend that time in jail. Give me the opportunity for whatever consequences come so I can bust your ass and make an example and give you 60, nigga. Do it right now so I can show you, because you ain't going to do it. You soft. You soft. Because this is the key. If you wasn't, you wouldn't be messing with a woman with kids or somebody else. You'd be messing with me. You'd be doing something to me. Not going around it. That's how I know niggas is soft. I'm right here. I'm the easiest person to get. Literally. That's why everybody that you pay that can actually do something realizes, wait a second, he can't be involved, because if he was, why is it he don't hide? He go do his libation. He put his feet in the ground. do the grounding, the earthing, centering. He goes to he do the same things every day. He go to the stove, the same store. He go to the same 7-Eleven. He ride the bike. His ass might even wear the same clothes. Might even wear the same clothes. So if I'm doing anything and guilty of anything, why is it that I'm the only one that literally makes myself so available that that would be suicide, right? Don't change my car, my license plate, my freaking anything. I don't have a car. That's kind of the point. I can't take anybody fishing without a car. Uber don't go that far. Remember when they were so-called shooting a movie around the corner? And I'm like, that's not a freaking movie. It's not a movie. I've been on enough movie sets to know it wasn't a movie, simply because there wasn't enough gaffers for there to be a freaking movie. Or a TV show. Because you're dealing with a person who wakes up every day and watches the sunset. Watches the sunrise. So when I was watching it, I'm like, hold on, I'm counting the equipment. I'm like, wait, this ain't enough people to even be part of a film production. It's enough people on a security set, yes. On a security mode, yes, there was enough people. Film production or any type of production at all of that nature, no. No. And here's how I knew I was right when I said what I said. Because remember when I was on live, for those that do remember, or maybe it was class. Either way, I said, this ain't no film production. This ain't no movie. Remember I specifically said that? Why was it the same day they left? Hmm? It's like that's how I can tell. Every time I say something and then somebody reacts, that's when I'm like, okay, that's how I know. Like that one time I was teaching class and I was really chiming in class and I forgot what we was chiming in on, and then all of a sudden the gardeners, and which is interesting now because they don't actually do gardening this late no more. Hmm? But this is the funny thing. This is already after the guy who's head of the gardening had already moved in. I was in the middle of doing class, and I was in my room, and it was hot as hell. So they started freaking, doing the lawn or whatever. And since I have no ventilation in my room, I went to the apartment, not directly upstairs at that time, the other one, which was further away from my apartment, because if I went directly upstairs, then technically you would still hear it. It would be as loud because you wouldn't be like, ground level with the lawnmowers and everything, but you'd be on the same side of it. So I went to the front, and but the problem was, and I ended up leaving one of my little not toys, but one of my little servitors up there, and I had to go back and get it because when I got up there, I look at my Skype, and everybody's like, "We can't hear you," away from the actual goddamn Wi-Fi. So that's what it was. So what happened was this. So I had to go back, and I went upstairs, which was right on time because when I went upstairs, it was the sun was setting. It was setting, so I was able to see like what was going down. But it also helped me chime in to some ghost energy. So right above me, I always hear little kids running. But I don't know little kids stay upstairs no more. It was technically only one before. And I would always think it was me tripping, right? So one day I hear it, and I thought it was just me tripping. So I didn't say nothing. But I heard it again. And so I asked my mom, I said, "Mom, did you hear that?" She said, "What?" I said, "Upstairs." She said, "Somebody running?" I said, "Yeah, it sounds like a little kid." So we literally take the keys and we go upstairs, apartment 6, and we check. Nothing. Nothing's there. Now, here's the problem. That's not the truth. There was something there. Somebody, or I don't know what. I could feel it. I just couldn't see it. So I was like, okay, let me figure this out. Because I had heard it a lot of times. That was just the first time I ever asked, and she heard it too at the same time. So Angelina was over here one time. And I don't even think the people upstairs had moved in yet, or maybe they had just moved in. I don't remember. No, they hadn't moved in yet. They had not moved in yet. And then what happened was this. I said, I said, "Did you hear that?" She's like, "What?" She's like, "Sound like somebody running, right?" I was like, "Yeah, ain't nobody upstairs." So she was tripping out too. She's like, "Do you think it's a ghost?" I was like, "I'm pretty sure it is." Because that would make, because I'm like, why would that, be like that? Now here's the interesting thing. Very interesting. So the girls next door, not the girls next door, the girls that stay next door to apartment 6, apartment 5, they're from Florida. Well, I think they were from Florida. Yeah, they're both from Florida. They moved a couple months ago or whatever. Funny thing is, I actually haven't talked to them on Instagram. But here's the funniest part. Her car is outside. On Marietta Street, her car from the girl that already moved months ago is parked outside. She has a white Kia Soul, Florida license plate. It's parked outside, or it was. So my thing is, what? I mean, ain't my business, cause shoot, we all make. When you're a genuine person, it's very easy to make friends, or have connections and make communications that may become acquaintances. So I'm not saying she doesn't know anybody over here, but when I first saw her car outside, I said, "What the hell is her car doing here?" I'm like, well, wait a minute. You moved away. Why would you have your car here? But then that's not the first time I've seen this happen. There was a car, and you guys don't know what I'm talking about. All you got to do is just go through my Instagram or YouTube Live. Now I'll go outside and stand in my normal meditation spot, and you will see that there was this black Prius or whatever it was that's on the opposite side of the street that stayed in one spot forever until I mentioned it. Which is interesting, because the next day they're supposed to be going somewhere. She's from Texas, supposed to be going somewhere, right? Here's the key. Who was in the car the whole time for like 45 minutes with the car just running? When she clearly would not have been, because I was outside and I saw her go in. And here's the second question. Whose backpack was that nigga carrying? That's a kid's backpack. She ain't got no kids. Manipulation at its finest. I hope, let's just say this. If my intuition is right, with the work that I did yesterday, the day before, and the work I'm doing tomorrow, which I technically already did today, I'm going to make sure that you don't make it. What do I mean by that? Well, you got people doing things to me on purpose. I had somebody take my lapis lazuli which Natalie gave me, which was not, which at the end of the day, let's say it was in the way. Okay, like I said, I didn't disagree that it wasn't. What I disagreed upon is how old is this bitch ass nigga? Why wouldn't you just say, hey, could you get this up? Or just sit it on the table? You went out your way to open the door to throw it on the ground and put a dent in the flower pots or whatever that flower case is. You put a dent in that. Now here's the key. The fact that he put a dent in that and my mom might not know it, mean he probably could have put a dent in something else and playing. Because I didn't even know it was outside until I walked baby. I literally bent over to take the leash off a baby and saw the rock. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't put it there. And when it comes down to that, this is my issue with that. You're not even in the realm of understanding why you don't touch people's stones. One. So for two, for you to actually do it and then throw it outside like an idiot, your ass deserves more than death. That'd be too easy. I don't do what I do for people to just think you can just walk over it. Because if that was the case, I'd do that to you. I thought, and literally went to walk them out to make sure, because they was wobbling and could barely stand, before they went to the hospital. For you to treat me like that, actually, if I knew that was the case, I would have actually went and hit you. You know, kicked you dead in your fucking head. Knocked over, fell, and I don't know what happened. He was sick. Right? Since I realized this person hits women, I never liked that name. Ever. Ever. Period. I'm emphasizing it for a reason, what I'm saying. If I don't like that person at all, and ever since I was a kid, I'm 33, for over at least, I can remember, 21 years. And I'm talking about with a legitimate reason, not just going off of like, oh, I'm a kid, oh, I got told no. Oh, this person is mean. No, not that type of stuff. I'm talking about legitimately have a reason to kill somebody. As a child, I felt this way. So what the would make you think I would ever want to help you unless I necessarily need to? And not need to, because I don't. That's why when I got home from jail, He saw me turn the fuck around. Because he knew I knew. That's why everybody's so adamant on me being a problem. But here's the key. The only people that can tell you that I am one are the ones they paid. That's why homeboy in the front, when he didn't know, I ain't gonna say he didn't, he probably didn't know either. But I know the other person didn't know that whatever he was gonna do, he didn't know that I was right there. But the other person knew. So they waved him off. Like literally waved him off. Like at the trash can, just like waved heavily, like no. But didn't know I was paying attention. So I let him walk next to me. I said, let me tell you something. Don't get involved with this. But he was too far for me to actually look like it was a conversation. So it doesn't look like I said anything to him. And he said, what? And I said, just know I'm not the one to fuck with. And once I said that, you know what happened? He ain't say nothing. He kept going. Because he knew that I knew who he was talking to, what was already said, and here's the key. We was on doing class already, so Keku Kinesis was already kicked in too. So y'all already knew what I was talking about. That's why they was in the car so long, because I was outside when he drove by. And because I'm moving quicker than the text messages, by the time you get them, I'm already knowing the message. So that's why by the time he actually got the message from her, by the time he came into the gate and she waved him off, I was already in the gate. And it's on camera, because that's the key. When I'm on YouTube live, I can't turn off the camera. So it's naturally always going to be on camera. So that's why I be laughing, because y'all be telling on yourselves. But I'll make sure to have the last laugh today. Because in all actuality, I'll keep it real with you. In the same my head and offered me up to whoever, the difference is if I could take this experience of whatever they've done, right? Start from right here and then go to whoever they offered me up to and then offer them, guess what would happen? They'd kill them for free. That part. Because the only thing that's happening is not only have I become a nuisance, this situation has become a nuisance. Because you're just adding more people and more people and more people into a situation that you're not going to win anyway. Period. Trust me, If you were going to win it, you wouldn't be acting the way you're acting. You would not forcibly you would not forcibly make anyone do anything against their will. 1. 2, you would not have to pay anybody to do anything. And 3, you would not forge people's signatures to do things. You wouldn't fake your deaths, etc. You wouldn't get involved in any type of child trafficking or sex trafficking of grown-ups or children, etc. Why? Because all those things that I just named have zero to do with the nigga that's talking. Me. I have no kids. Everything that y'all did were to, I'm not going to say innocent people, because I don't know the scenarios. But I know this much, it wasn't me. And the only way I would know you did it is if it stems from me. That's how Keku kinesis works. If you do anything to anybody that I know, or you speak to anybody I know, or you speak against me, you speak about me in any shape, form, or fashion, I will hear it. How many of y'all are talking? But that's only my problem. Message. That's my problem. No one else's. What do I mean by that? So because there are a group of people in the Keku kinesis, other people can hear you and may know what the hell you talking about. And I wouldn't. And that's specifically why I was saying what I was saying about why I try to tell people what's going down and protect those I can, because of the simple fact, your ass might get caught in something that you don't have a clue is going on. And they will manipulate you. Like I just found out allegedly, and this is alleged. This is all Keku kinesis. I have no proof of this. But I got enough proof of the concept of niggas going fishing around this time that the person that Keku kinesis told me, the simple energy, told me around the time. They said, wait a minute, so you mean to tell me Alante never took her fishing? How, nigga? How? First of all, here's the key on how you know I never took her fishing. Because Ange came over that day. And we were going to do class, remember? We was actually even talking about stuff in class. And we didn't do class because the next day was her birthday. Or something like that. People, don't challenge the chaos being. And damn sure don't challenge me. Respectfully. My memory is too good for you to last. And it's like one of the main reasons why I feel deeply in my heart that when I was talking to Ange on her phone, text message, that it wasn't her. Because I brought up something about, I asked her, because I didn't notice it. I was cleaning, I was literally, what was we on? I think I was on IG. I think I was doing, no, I was on, I might have been on IG, but I was looking for something. I think I was looking for like my lighter or something, or I just rolled a blunt. I was looking for the blunt itself or something. But whatever it was in my hand. So I had the flashlight and whatever I'm looking for, not a flashlight, my phone with the flashlight on, whatever I'm looking for in one of my hands, and in my other hand, I'm like using to, scour through things. And eventually I'm like, what the did I do with it? And I just looked down, it's in my hand. I said, wow. So I literally just like walked myself into the closet. I sit down on top of the laundry and I just closed the closet door. I'm like, wow, I'm an idiot. And I just sat there for a second. Just like, sarcastic energy of my own obliviousness to what I'm looking for. And as I'm doing that, I go to open the door and I'm like, wait a second. The closet door opened wrong. Because the other side of the closet is clothes that nobody wears that lives here. There's my sister's clothes and stuff like that. And then the closet, the side of the closet I was on is my clothes. But my sister's side, her door was in front of so somebody been in the closet. Not been in the closet, not saying like they were sitting in it like I was, but somebody opened the closet and closed it, and they closed it clearly the wrong way because I wouldn't have noticed that. So as I closed it back to how it usually is, the words, and I can show you this, outside is written on the inside of the closet. And I'm like, outside? I'm like, what the So I'm like, the only person that would have did something like that out of just doing it, out of like just messing with me, would be Angelina. Or somebody else. Because it had to be, it's a woman's writing. It's not a man's writing. I can show you it and show you it's a woman's writing. Right? So, nah, it's not mine. She didn't even know what I was talking about. Right? So then, I'm thinking like, okay, well, I guess not. So then I'm like, hold on. Let me look at something. So I take her writings that she wrote me, and I took Natalie's writings that Natalie wrote me. Natalie wrote me a letter. I took her writing and looked at the letter. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay. Wait, this is Natalie's writing. Now, here's the key. Angelina wrote me this right here after she saw the letter that Nat wrote me. See? After she saw the letter that Nat wrote me, she wrote me this. Now, after comparing the two, I'm like, damn, this looks more like Nat's writing. So I show Angelina, I'm like, yo. After I asked her, was it hers? And I was like, nah, I think it's Nat's, because I compared it to. She tells me, she gets on, I don't know, I don't think it is. I think it's just that, whatever spell she might have did or whatever worked, I think it's just, it's coming to you. Because she's like, it looks more like your writing to me. I'm like, wait, hold on. That's where she messed up. So I'm like, wait a minute, have you ever seen me write? I used to literally it took her to say that for me to remember this. I had a teacher one time, right? Mr. Webster, on a math equation, literally wrote a question mark by my answer because I write so sloppy. This writing is not sloppy at all. And it's written in a blue gel pen. I don't have a blue gel pen. And secondly, why the F would I leave a note to myself that I'm outside? One. For two, here's the interesting thing. So there's also there's writing on the garage. Inside the garage, it literally says NAT. When you go above the door, if you read it, it says NAT. When you look at the door, it says I was here. I can show you all this. We can go outside and look at it. I go to my homegirl Paradise's house today, and on her door, somebody wrote something. We were something, and it's clearly painted over. So I'm like, what's the odds? And that's the first time I ever seen it. I don't know if they just wrote it or like it's been there forever, but I just noticed it today. Randomly, like I just knocked at the door and I'm just sitting there waiting on her to answer. And I'm like, look at the door. I'm like, it says, I thought we were what? And I'm like trying to read it, but I didn't read it all the way. Cause I mean, I was like, you know, the way the sun was angled, it was kind of a glare. So I'm like, okay. So then I'm sitting in the house, and then my ex-girlfriend Lara literally knocks at the door. I open the door, it's her, and I didn't even say nothing to her. The reason why is because of this. Last time I talked to her in a text message, she accused me of this girl I was hanging with, who I was not even bringing to her house. I literally didn't even want to bring the girl to her house. I was telling her that I'm down the block, and I was gonna come. The reason it's taking me so long, just chilling, talking with somebody I know, and you know, I'll come through after. And she's like, "Oh, if you guys want to come here, you can." I was like, "I just didn't want to invite her to your house." She's like, "Well, it doesn't matter. I'm moving." I got all the text messages that show this. The girl gets there. She stays for like 45 minutes and leaves. And this is like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I leave at like 8:45, 9 o'clock. And I was leaving home girl. I'm not going to say her name. We're just going to call her Yessie. I said, call Yessie and ask Yessie, because you know how we do with the names. Yesiena or Yesenia, Yessie, and see if she's coming back. Cause she's like, yeah, well, I'm hanging out with my guy and his friend. Or I might come back. If I do, it'd be like 10 minutes. So Lara tells her, oh, I'm about to leave. Delante's about to leave now, and like in 10 minutes, and I'm gonna leave soon. So she's like, okay, cool. So I wait like an extra 20 minutes just to see, you know. And nothing. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'm about to dip. A day or two later, Lara texts me like, yeah, so your friend came back unannounced, and then we got into a fight, and da-da-da, and I caught her stealing, and and she basically tried to put me into it, right? Now, here's the key on all this stuff. First of all, I didn't know anything about that. And secondly, here's the real key. How the hell she come back? If I left and you was getting ready to leave when I was leaving, you literally was on the phone with somebody, and you were supposed to go pick up boxes from Home Depot that your mama sent you money for to go get the boxes, after me and you was looking on Craigslist for hours, looking at the free stuff for boxes, sending messages, and ain't nobody sending no replies back because they didn't put no phone number. So your mom decides to send you some money so you can go get some boxes, right? And because I'm on my bike and you can't fit it in your car, I went home and somebody else came that was supposed to come and help you. So at what time did this girl come back? And then not only just that, why did you tell me that the next day? Like literally it was over 24 hours for sure. Like for sure. And here's the bigger part of it, of this statement. To me, at least. Today, when she saw me, she went and told more than just, she went and told other people about the situation that know us, right? Now, everybody that knows her through me, that she told the situation to. So everybody's been like, you know, chilling on it, trying to figure it out. And then I asked, I'm like, yo, did Larry tell you about her getting beat up or something like that? Like she had a black eye, you know? And they told me about it, right? Now this is date, and it's 8:19, right on time, so you know I'm telling the truth. This was days before, this was earlier this week, like maybe like, I don't know, Tuesday or like Sunday. No, it's probably like Monday or Sunday. Monday or Sunday. She had told a couple people about it. Some heavy hitters that would, you know, check me about it, right? But they didn't check me about it. They just, because they didn't say nothing to me about it at all. I'm the one that brought it up, curious to know what the hell happened. So here's the point of why I'm saying this. When she came in the house today, why she ain't say nothing to me about it? She literally, I didn't speak to her at all. I didn't even look at her. Because she said too many things and accused me of too many things that literally ain't true. This idiot dollar bill from her, when she lost $140 something under it, going to pick me up, it was in her passenger seat. She's checking the driver's seat. I'm checking under the passenger. Saw an envelope, didn't even open it, handed her the envelope and said, "Is this it?" And all her money was in there. And she accused me of stealing a $2 bill. So I'm gonna steal a $2 bill. The only thing, not two single dollars, guys. It's like having a silver dollar. It's like having 3 silver dollars, a $2 bill, and the rest is all, you know, normal bills. And somebody steals one of your silver dollars. You're gonna notice it. So that's what I mean by idiocy. Why would I steal a $2 bill that's gonna be noticeable? 1. 2, why would I steal a $2 bill from a person who has me helping them find the money, which I found, which they didn't know even where they lost it. So therefore, considering they didn't even see me find it, I could have just pocketed it. First mistake. Then she apologized for that. Then she called one time, and was talking. It was like, oh, I don't want him to come over because if he comes over, and I don't want him to come over because I feel like he did some magic. She didn't see what she said. He did something in my bathroom. And I'm thinking, like, when she said that, I'm like, wait, hold on. Did I take a crap and not flush the toilet? Like, that's literally what me and my homegirl Paradise both looked at. We like, did I do that? Not. So Paradise said, what you mean? She said, I don't know. He did a magic ritual or something against me in my back. And I'm just like, looked at Paradise. Paradise looked at me and she's like, well, I don't think he would ever do something like that. You know, like, that doesn't make sense. So, and then she's like, but he's right here. He can hear you. And she shut up. She stopped talking. Lyra, because that's the point. Lyra's a liar. She's a pathological liar. She literally lied to me. And here's the thing. I can either call Jorge, Tara, or I can even ask my mom about this. I went to San Diego to visit Lyra, and she thought me and her roommate was cheating on her. I was cheating with her roommate, and we went to go pick her up, and I was cooking her damn dinner, beans, fish, and macaroni. And we was 7 minutes late. And we got back to the house before she got back to the house. And punched me in the mouth, and I walked out and left. And my homeboy who stays in Tijuana drove all the way from damn Tijuana, picked me up in San Diego, and drove me where I stay now. In the rain. It was raining. Heavy. And I stayed the extra day for her. Because I walked her to work, and by the time I got not to work, I walked her to the train station because she had to catch the train to her job, and then I had to catch the Greyhound, but the Greyhound was the opposite way. So by the time I got to the Greyhound, I'd already missed mine, so I had to reschedule it for the next morning. And then this is the reason why I'm bringing this up when I'm saying she's a pathological liar. I brought it up as a joke one day. She was going through her stuff. She wanted me to, she's like, I'm going to come pick you up. And it's 3 o'clock in the morning. We having a good little conversation. She's like, I'm going to come over and pick you up. You can spend the night with me. Blah, blah, blah. And then I forgot what happened or whatever I said. But I made a joke. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to get punched in the mouth again. And it was a joke. Clearly, because I'm the one that got punched in the mouth, so the joke wouldn't be on you, it'd be on me. Right? Like, if I'm making fun of anybody, I'm clearly making fun of myself here. And she's like, what? I'm like, oh, that one time when that happened and it had nothing to do with me and da-da-da. And I got hit in the mouth, but it was just a joke, nothing to worry about, just joking. She's like, Alante, don't try to what she say? Alante, don't try to manipulate the situation like I don't know what happened. And I just was like, you know what, Lyra, you're right. Have a good night. And I hung up. Because if I was actually the wrong one, and she's inviting me over, she's about to come and get me and all that, wouldn't I have, tried to fix that? Oh, come on, Lyra, I'm just playing with you. Oh, don't be all sensitive. Oh, come on now. What you talking about? Come on now. I just said, oh, okay, you're right. And I hung up. I said, you know what? Have a good night for now. So that's why when I saw her and she was with her boyfriend, and it was at Paradise's house last time, right? Before this one, I saw her, and I just stayed quiet the whole time, just to see if she would say something, and she said nothing. Just act like everything's all good. So I went off. I told her, I said, Lyra, don't you ever in your life speak upon what I do on a spiritual level, and you don't know what you're talking about to people, and then try to the people that I introduced you to, right? And then here's the key, and then you're speaking as if I did it. I didn't do nothing. I don't even know what you're talking about. Even Paradise said that. Paradise was like, she's like, we were in the bathroom, and then Paradise was like, dude, he got shot in the freaking hip. When he goes to the bathroom, he's in the bathroom for a while. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that if I have to go number 2, my hips are not even, like, if I were to stand up and show you, one side of my pelvis and the other side of the pelvis are not even on the same side. They're not even equal. When I sit on the toilet, that's why I have the tennis balls. There's no way for me to sit completely flat. It's not possible. I can't even walk flat. My entire my side of my body is sideways because of this. So people can complain and say he looks like this, look like that. Cool. I hope you get shot. And let's see what you look like. Paradise told her. She's like, that's because he can't sit down. You know? So I told her that, and I said, then you gonna sit there and lie? I forgot how I got into this, but I said, you gonna tell me that, oh, you punched me in the face because of a different reason? Like, that's a lie. And she's like, that's not, that is how it happened. I said, Lyra, if that's how it happened and you punched me in the face, I would have knocked your damn teeth out. I'm just being real with you. If I'm justified in something, I will do what I need to do. So, ain't no way I'm about to sit here and be making a woman some dinner, you know, and go with her roommate whom you know, goes and picks her up all the time. I've never been to San Diego, so I don't even know how far she works, that LA would be. To go pick her up, and then she's cussing me out the whole time about us being late. 7 minutes. And it wasn't even 7 minutes at that time. We weren't even late when I told her we might be a couple minutes late. Then we get back before her, right? She comes in the house mad, whatever the case is, and I forgot what was happening. And then I'm just up here sitting there talking, and she punched me in the face, in the mouth. But I was like, okay. And I just walked off. So when she said what she said, like, oh, don't try to lie to me like I don't know what happened. I'm like, I would have punched you in the mouth if I knew that was happening. But it triggered something. I think that situation happened right after I got out of jail. They're 2 days apart. birthday wise. And that's when it was like, oh, I get it. I get it, I get it, I get it. So I have a couple people that was like, well, that doesn't make sense because due to the scenario, do that. But then I thought about the other way. Think about this, y'all. And this is why I'm saying even the authorities knew what was going down. If I walk up on you and I be standing, no. Would I be standing still? No. The momentum of me running into a punch would have made me fall, stumble, or move. Not stand still, turn around and say, okay. Everything. Somebody said in Keku because ain't nobody in here typing. So this is straight Keku. Somebody said that means that everything that, yeah. That's the whole key on trying to move quicker than the legislative dates. All I can say is this. If them girls done went along with the go along, get along game, I want to just be the first ones to say, y'all the dumbest mofos I know. The only reason I'm saying that is because if I don't trust them, what the hell makes you think you should trust them? They'll kill you. Trust me on this one. With who they work for or what they work for, your ass could be anything. They sell you, your kids, anything. Trust me. And I'm only saying that because of this. If you would ever go against your own people, then you would definitely do that against somebody else. That's easy. Just read the signs. If you get, I'm making up a random scenario. If you get hit with a baseball bat and need to go to the hospital, and the ambulance is taking forever, and I stay down the street, even if you wrong, and we related, and I don't go and get you, something is wrong with me. Period. Period. And even let's say I'm like, oh, don't you? I told you not to go down there. I told you it's going down there and hitting niggas with baseball bats. Why you go down there? Even if I felt that way, you know what? The people I know, especially the people I'm talking about, would not do that. They would literally show up to pick you up, to tell your ass, I told you not to go down there. They're going to hit you with them baseball bats. I don't mean they're going to help you. But they won't miss the opportunity to remind you. That's how I knew that's why it took so long to come and get me. Because either I was a target the whole time or both of us was a target the whole time. And the way it worked was once I was separated from that, that was the ability for someone else to go and do what they did. That person was there the whole time. I already knew. That's why I literally attempted to break up with that person multiple times, because I had already realized that, wait a second, they're targeting you because of me, and I don't want you to get involved with anything, so let me remove myself from the situation. And this person calls me back crying. And we have multiple people that can prove this. So literally, they told on themselves. Everybody. And all I needed was enough proof today before I did what I did. Simply because I won't have any questions later. Because I'm not going to say nothing else. I'm just going to say one thing. I have had and still do have more productive things to do than to be worrying about something that you think I'm not. Okay? So that's what makes me think about some of the things you guys say and how I can tell when certain people are writing things. Because I remember one thing, and I'm going to leave it at this. She said, that's why I left you, being obsessive, possessive, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, wait a damn second, hold on. First of all, I literally have my Facebook messages with you loaded up right in front of the screen. If I really want to do it, I can show how you write me all the way until March. When I tried to break up with you in December, how you would write, babe, what you doing? I love you, such and such, such. I'm looking at it. Literally. Hold on. See, she said, shake it, baby. We talking about earthquakes. Look. Here we go. Wait, let's go to the date, actually. February 15th is this conversation. Let's keep going. But here's the key. This isn't her typing anyway. She doesn't type like that. So, February 15th. Good day, my dear. Greetings, cat. Rawr. Because I call her Gypsy Cat. Look. Send me something thoughtful. I'm going to send you something. Now, this is interesting. This is the point. I love you too. See you soon. That's the damn point. Oh, I forgot you had to do that. Go ahead, babe. Do your stuff. I'm going to fall asleep. Love you. Good night. Reminding me about the SBA loans. Yes, just reminding you. That's the point. Now that's Facebook. I ain't even going to Instagram. That's what I mean by that's how I found out about the address. She wanted me to send her different. Not the address, the house was different. The address was the same. And trust me, I did not edit this. For those that don't know, Facebook, this is how Facebook works. Okay? If a person does anything to change your status with them, it will just simply say you cannot message that person. The messages stay there. It's not like back in the day where if you block somebody, everything you wrote was gone. No, it still shows it. So that's the point. See? And what day was this? Because we was on the phone at this time. I was waiting for you to call me back. Then I got sidetracked. I was outside stargazing, waiting on you. Boom, boom, boom. And then she calls me Red Dragon because of the Lavado elixir. And then lava, and this is February 13th. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Everything I've been saying has been true. But when you got other people influencing things or involving themselves, they can manipulate it how you want. But the proof's in the pudding and the truth's in the cooking. Let's go. That's your yourself. Keku. And I am signing out. I'll punch you guys in the face later. Sounds good. I guess we'll say it one more again in case y'all didn't hear me when I said it. Yourself. Keku. Aayime sikim, aayime tepu, aayime kau. Ime karu, shet karu. Signing out.